guest is Crystal Hall, and Crystal is with the Roanoke Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Crystal, thank you for talking to us today. We want to learn more about the Housing Authority and start with telling us about the Resident Services Department. What does that do and how does that work?
Sure. Well, everybody knows that the Housing Authority does housing. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that a large part of our mission actually has to do with helping residents to become self-sufficient. And so that's where the Resident Services Department comes in. We actually get grant funding from HUD every year for a couple of different things. First of all is our Family Self-Sufficiency Program. And that program is a 5-year program that's open to anybody who's in public housing or who has a Section 8 voucher. So those folks come in and meet with a case manager, and they set up a 5-year plan with employment as the final goal. But it could include any kind of goals, like if they want to go back to school or if they want to get a driver's license. It really is it's an individualized plan, so it really has to do with what they particularly need. So they work on that over 5 years, and they come in regularly and meet with their case manager, and we set them up with any kind of resources or help that they need to overcome any barriers or obstacles that might be in their way. And then we also set them up with what's called an escrow account. And so let's say, for example, if somebody comes in and they're not working, and maybe they start with a rent of $100 a month. So what happens is, as they get a job and then their earned income increases, their rent is going to increase because it's income-based rent. So maybe their rent goes up to $300 a month based on their income. So we put a portion of that difference into an escrow account every month, and it accumulates every month over the course of 5 years. And then at the end of the 5 years, if they've completed everything in the program and they graduate from the program, then they get a check written to them for what's in the escrow account. So we've had some folks who've done really well with that, and then they've used that for things like purchasing a car or paying off debt, or we've even had some that have become homeowners. They've used that as a down payment on a home.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So the other grant that we have is called the Resident Opportunities for Self-Sufficiency Grant, and we call that ROSS for short. It's similar to the Family Self-Sufficiency Program in that we provide them with a lot of the same resources. The difference is that you don't actually have to enroll in that grant in order to get help from staff. But you work on a lot of the same things, job resources, school, financial resources. So our staff are there to help basically with anything that the residents need.
Now, I know that the Housing Authority is involved with the Envision Center. Talk about how that benefits the entire Roanoke community, as well as the people in the Housing Authority.
Sure. In November of 2019, HUD designated us as an Envision Center site. And so we were fortunate to be able to work with our partners in the Roanoke Valley to set up a centralized location where anyone who needs help can come in, and we have a computer lab if they need to search for a job. We have mental health resources. We have financial resources. So basically, it's a place where you can come, and if we don't have the resource available, we're going to find a partner to work with us that can provide that resource for not only housing residents, but anybody who needs the assistance.
And I know you're the director of the Community Support Services. How important is it to have community partners to help provide opportunities and support? It's
essential. Like I said, we have staff that do case management, but our staff aren't jacks of all trades. They're not experts in finance, they're not experts in health, they're not experts in a lot of the things that residents need. But we are experts in reaching out to our partners in the Roanoke Valley who can provide those services. So we have the people, they have the resources, and so it's our job to connect the two.
Well, is there anything we haven't covered that you'd like to add to what we've said today?
I can't think of anything else. I just appreciate you letting us come and talk about our programs.
If somebody wanted more information, how could they get it?
Sure, they can contact us at the Roanoke Housing Authority, or they can go to our website at rkehousing.org.
Crystal, thanks for sharing all that with us today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.